Okay, so we're going to be going over the urinary system today. You guys took notes on this the other day. So if you could have those out, we're going to need to basically write down anything we don't have or highlight things that we do. We're going to be doing some work with the digestive and urinary system kind of combined. So the urinary system, we often think of our kidneys for the most part, but it's all those organs that produce, store, and eliminate urine. Obviously, that does include the kidneys, but there's other parts that we're going to talk about. So the kidneys are bean-shaped organs, and in humans we have two of them usually, and they filter water and waste from the blood. Essentially, they clean our blood, so they get rid of waste through our bladder, and we take it outside of our body. So they keep our blood very, very clean. So inside the kidneys, we have these filters, which your book talked about. Those remove urea, which has nitrogen, and it's formed when your cells use protein. So those nephrons are, think of them as like a strainer that help keep what your body needs in and get rid of what it doesn't need. So if we look at this picture, you can see this is a cross kidney cut right down the middle. And so there's arteries and veins that take blood into and out of each kidney, and there's little blood vessels all over in your kidneys. And then you have salts and glucose and amino acids and urea, like I was talking about, and those get taken out into those nephrons, into those filters. And then most of it, the water and the nutrients go back into your blood vessels, and they go back into your blood. And the waste materials get left behind and obviously exit out your body later. So the clean blood goes back to where it needs to go, the rest of the body. And then the yellow fluid that is kind of sitting in there is called urine. That's how it leaves your kidneys eventually and goes into your ureters, these little tubes. And you can see the ureter is right in here. And that hits the bladder where it's stored until it's ready to leave your body when you urinate. So you can see this picture right here has the two kidneys. The ureters are these tiny tubes that go into the bladder and eventually out the urethra and exiting your body. So that's a really good picture to kind of take a look at. And you can see the nephrons, the filters kind of along in here. So we lose water when we sweat too. And that is also urine. So that's why we shower every day, because we're literally sweating out waste as well. And so we start to smell, right? So we want to make sure we're keeping our body clean. So when you're thirsty, other parts of your body react to that water shortage. And if you're thirsty, that means you're already dehydrated. So you don't want your body to ever feel thirsty, because that's a huge sign that it's not getting enough water. So we have to watch that. We also have what's called an antidiuretic hormone, ADH. That tells our kidneys if we are feeling like we don't have enough water in our organs. It basically signals the kidneys to bring water back from them and send it into our bloodstream. So then your kidneys make less urine, and eventually you're not going to the bathroom as much. So you want to always be aware of, keeping water fluids in your body and making sure that you are urinating throughout the day. That's a big deal. So if there's too much water in your blood, small amounts of that ADH, that hormone, get released, and obviously the kidneys let more water in and you're going to the bathroom more. So that's a good thing, but you don't want to have too much water. So there are things called diuretics in our everyday diets that cause our kidneys to make more urine. And they can actually be a problem because they can leach the water from our body. So things like caffeine, if you have too much caffeine, can be what's called a diuretic, cause you to go to the bathroom more, and you're not keeping water in as much. So you should always watch what your intake of caffeine is. We talk about diseases of the urinary system. Sometimes you can get a bacterial infection in your kidney or your bladder. You can get what are called kidney stones. Sometimes you can't help getting kidney stones. Your body just tends to form them. There are a couple different types. Other times can be from too many minerals. Sometimes they're made of calcium. If you take too much calcium, like not in milk, but like pills, maybe like Tums for antacids, you can get kidney stones. And then you can also get kidney disease, which can be genetic or caused by a virus that attacks your kidneys. It's not real common. However, it makes those nephrons, those filters, not be able to filter as well. They actually are too open a lot of times, depending on the kidney disease that you have. And they can cause there to be too much protein let out of your body. So that is the notes for the urinary system.